And you can do multicolors, you can play around, you can drag things and get them to react. So the whole idea, as I say, that is how do we bring life into the classroom using this platform. It has got that functionality. Then you can use your cursive writing, but you can through that application be able then to give you a normal writing. So this is one key element in this platform that we call the virtual teacher. You can open a presentation and you can make highlights. You can make highlights on the presentation. You can underline. You can do all the fancy stuff. Moving on. Okay, that's a demonstration then of how the interactivity can be enhanced using it. And one of the features of this giant tablet, as I call it, is if you look at the quality of the picture and compare it to this one through a projector, you've got a better output there of the quality of the picture. And for that, you don't even need to darken your room to be able to get that quality of a picture. Moving on, Marius. We are able also to use this platform in a classroom environment where all the learners have got tablets, but the teacher then becomes the center and mediates learning. By having one tablet, the teacher is able to control everything that is happening in each of the children's tablets in the classroom. And with the same tablet, the teacher is able to control everything that is happening on the board, so the teacher can take control of the big board virtually whilst moving around in the classroom. And everything that the teacher is able to write on the main tablet, and everything that the teacher writes gets reflected on each of the tablets that the kids are learning. And also, the teacher is able to give control to any of the learners in the classroom, so that he or she can share whatever they are doing with the rest of the learners. So as I was saying at the beginning, all this is about how do we make learning more engaging, more fun, and make people to participate in their learning environment. Yeah. The teacher can set the test, can get the learners to write the test, can get the test marked. All happens instantaneously within that environment. Moving on, the third element here is the broadcasting element. What we have created here is a broadcasting studio. Through this, on top of this board, there is a camera. It is called a PTZ camera. So it is a camera that is able to move with the teacher, to zoom in and zoom out. And beneath the screen, there is what we call a streaming unit. What we have done, we have made the streaming unit to be a very simple process, whereby the teacher just presses one button to start the whole streaming process. By streaming is where the teacher teaches to a number of thousands of people out there in different locations. The beauty about this is that that streaming can be received in a multiple of devices. You can receive the streaming from a laptop, from a tablet, from your telephone. The most important thing there is that distance does not become an issue. Here we are talking about one-way streaming, where a teacher teaches from one venue to multiples, to thousands of learners, but it is a one-way streaming. For learners then to be interactive in that environment, they will use some form of text messaging, in whatever form of text messaging that is there. So that is the broadcasting. What we have done here, we have broken the traditional way of having a broadcasting studio, which is very cumbersome and very expensive. And also, we have also broken the whole issue that when you go to a studio, you need to, there will only be one studio in a school. You'll need to apply or to book And when we were presenting at UNISA, they say that one of the things that the lecturers hated is that when they go to a studio, they have to do all the making up and all those other things. Here, you are in your natural position, you are teaching your normal lessons in a class with people, and the people who are out there are easily immersed into the same environment. Then the fourth element here is the full interactive element, the full video conferencing element, whereby the same teacher will be able to teach a number of lessons, a number of classes, but those classes are able to engage back. So they become fully immersed in the teaching and learning. They are able to ask questions wherever they are. They are able to contribute to the same lesson, and all that is being shared by all the people who are in that video conferencing environment. So this is the one where we say that a learner does not have to be in classroom to be able to learn. And equally, the teacher does not have to be in the classroom to be able to teach. You can teach anywhere at any time, and everybody becomes part and involved in that teaching process. This one can also then be used for administrative purposes, for meetings where people do not have to travel from Port St. John's to Bishop for meeting or wherever the head of Zoelisha for meetings. So in this one system, then this is all the features that we are able then to provide. But I know that my presentation was very short. We do have a full presentation outside the demonstration where people could come in, then we'll be able then to take them through and be able to demonstrate. I also wish to point out that the very same system that Marius was talking to, we have miniatured it into a suitcase. So we do have a mobile version of that system. It has got all the functionalities. So typically, the main center could have the big screen, and all the district offices or any other classes could have the miniature, the suitcase version of the virtual teacher. So you are welcome then to come to our stand, and then we will take you through as to how do you experience this virtual education. We think that it is going to address a lot of our challenges in the country: absence of qualified teachers in under-service schools, absence of computer or science laboratories in under-service schools, and just the issue of distance, having to travel long distances, particularly in rural settings like this in the Eastern Cape. So we will address the rest of the questions at our stand next door. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. When Vodacom speaks, we listen. Why? I don't know. The presenter has said in e-learning, distance is not a barrier. I think from the presentation it's clear and we can easily see how things are shaping up. Now, how do we integrate e-learning tools in classrooms? How do we integrate e-learning tools in our learning environment? The tools plus the content, plus the syllabus requirements. Possibly, I heard the previous presenter saying there are 24,000 teachers to be trained. Ms. Ma'awi, am I correct? How do we integrate that into our e-learning? Our next presenter is Michael Goodman, the Group Content Manager of Via Africa. Can we welcome him on stage? Michael. During the week, he's my boss. Today, we don't know each other.
Thank you very much, Rufus. Good morning, everybody. We've had a lot of fun with my presentation this morning, so if technology fails us halfway through, we're going to turn to sort of hand signals and things like that. So my topic, as you can see, the integration of e-learning into all subjects, but I must say that I'm wondering if we shouldn't be considering that it's very possible that we're putting the cart before the horse. Now, sometimes I'm considered to be pretty much a cynic, so I'm going to allow my cynicism to flow for the next while, and then we can talk about possibilities thereafter. I must say, though, that Dr. Greef did make me feel particularly overly cynical watching what was happening in the Eastern Cape. Regrettably, though, I think we can agree that it's not so in all of the provinces, and there is an unequal distribution in terms of digital education going forward. So what I'd like to consider is, how is it that we're able to use technology? And I think we've been given a really excellent introduction to the notion of compliance with respect to SA SAMS, with respect to what's happening with the Vodacom app. The second important area in which we can use the technology is in terms of engagements and communications with parents particularly. Now, in terms of engagement, there's a lot of apps that are available. There's Kahoot, there's Socrative, etc. And the goal there is that what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to use the technology to draw the kids in. We talk a lot about teaching Generation Z and Generation Alpha, and the notion that as digitally excited kids who want more and more excitement, that if we're using technology, we're going to be able to engage and motivate them. But research is showing that increased access to technology does not always lead to an increase in student engagement or student motivation. So it's something that we need to be very aware of at the backs of our minds as we introduce these exciting technologies to us. Equally so, it's very important that we're actually communicating with the parents and the caregivers. Now, if you're as old as I am, you'll probably remember every now and again you'd get a piece of paper that you'd forget in your suitcase and then finally take it out to tell your parents about some meeting that was taking place at the school. Obviously, technology makes that a whole lot easier for us. And I think what's really exciting about the technology is it allows us to communicate the changes that are happening at school with parents. Too often, parents have been, like us, taught in a previous way, and it's very disconcerting for them to hear that their child came home and watched videos all day, and the expectation of the teacher teaching and the query as to what exactly is happening. So, I think what the Eastern Cape is doing in terms of the online assessment is exactly where we need to be going. Online assessment provides us with a number of opportunities, and I'd like to disagree a little bit with Dr. Greef. It's not only about the kids. I'm excited about the